As Middlebrooks and Jaylen Washington get us started, Ron Gruber, Jeff Clark, Tim Clockerty on the whistle, and the Wolfpack has it first with O'Connell running the offense.
Neither one of these teams relies particularly heavily on the three-point basket, but I think one of the keys today will be guarding your man, keeping him in front.
Marcus Hill had two cracks down low, gets it for a third time, up strong, and it's 2-0 Wolfpack.
Wow. Wes, he is maybe as good a guard inside finishing in traffic as there is in this league.
Drake Powell, his first venture into the State Carolina rivalry here today. He's from Pittsboro, North Carolina. R.J. Davis has been here before. He's got a career average of better than 15 points against the Wolfpack. Ian Jackson from the corner, an air ball, deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Powell in the Tar Heel.
That was a very interesting screen and roll. North Carolina likes to execute that. You pass it to Jalen Washington. That time Washington was a little too far outside. They need to get that screen closer to the top of the key.
You see the Wolfpack lineup. You will not see Brandon Huntley-Hatfield today. He injured his shoulder here on Wednesday night against Notre Dame. A little too sore, too tender to go today. Did come out and go through some preliminary shooting, but is not available for Kevin Keats. Middlebrooks for O'Connell. Working against Cadeau. Taylor a three. Too strong. Middlebrooks the offensive rebound. Back strong to the basket. Couldn't finish. Styles, the former Tar Heel, gives NC State a third chance again, Dan, on their second possession.
It's hard to win if you can't get a rebound.
O'Connell spun out, got slapped out. Here's Jackson. 1-on-3. The freshman behind the back turned it over. O'Connell from Middlebrooks. Washington to beat. He went hard to the basket, left it short.
What a great play by Washington to just step away.
Quick look. Washington the catch and the flush. Carolina on the board with Gary Indiana Jr., Jaylen Washington.
Boy, Washington just stepped away. Middlebrooks lost his balance, fell down, and Washington then did a great job running the other direction.
O'Connell back from Middlebrooks, a long three, front rim miss. Cleans it up at distance, then deflected, and here's Cadeau with the steal. He's got R.J. Davis the layup good.
Hubert Davis's head is going to explode unless North Carolina gets a defensive rebound here sometime soon.
Can you already tell, huh?
Yeah, I mean, good heavens.
4-2 Tar Heels. Here's Middlebrooks. Kick out from Marcus Hill's left-handed three. Wolfpack not a great three-point shooting team. Averaging about 6 makes a game from behind the line.
Nice job by North Carolina State to get back. You have to play your set defense against North Carolina.
Washington, pick and roll. Got in the air, block Styles. State one of their first 8. And that was the two-pointer by Hill.
If you're Jalen Washington at 6'10", you got to shoot that ball.
Here's Hill in traffic. Fall away good. Marcus Hill's got all 4 Wolfpack points.
And they've all been either close to the basket or mid-range. He can make a three, not a very high percentage guy, but Hill's game is attacking the basket and in the mid-range.
Jackson a catch and shoot. Back rim miss. Knocked out of bounds. Last touched by NC State. And here comes Seth Trimble with Vin Allen Lubin. Now Trimble is going to be a very, very interesting piece in this game today, Dan. Clearly Carolina's best perimeter defender. Might be their best defender as a whole.
And he's one of their better rebounders. But Wes, look at this. This is North Carolina's small lineup. They're playing those 4 guards along with Lubin.
Yep. Davis will put it in play. Here's R.J. on the drive. Into traffic. Ishmael Doof has come in to replace Middlebrooks. And Carolina couldn't control it. Turned over in the half court. NC State will get it, and the Wolfpack make a substitution. Here comes Breon pass from Michael O'Connor.
That's really good defense, bottling up R.J. Davis in there. And Davis, if you're in that situation, that's North Carolina's 3rd turnover. Get the ball up on the board. Lubin is in position for a rebound. He's not going to catch that one.
Pass into the front court. With Hill now, Styles. And Breon pass has been something shooting the ball from behind the line, in particular for Kevin Keats.
And with this lineup, North Carolina can switch just about everything.
Hill into traffic, dumps in the jump shot. Marcus Hill, who averages a dozen a game, got half that here early. Wolfpack back in front. Lubin on the catch, layup, blocked off the window by Styles. Score the bucket for Van Allen Lubin. And we'll get a timeout. Substitutions both ways. We've also seen NC State get 4 offensive rebounds early.
Well, and of course that's a great number for Kevin Keatts. His guys have only converted those into 2 second-chance points, but that's one of the areas where North Carolina has struggled. They've given up a lot of offensive rebounds, and North Carolina State is a team that works best when they generate extra possessions.
Wolfpack will have Hill. Ishmael Duke is on the floor. Junior from Quebec in Canada, first year with the Wolfpack program. Taylor, Pass, and Styles with Marcus Hill.
During the timeout, the goaltending is confirmed. 2 points for North Carolina.
That's Ron Groover. That during the break there was a review. Carolina, as Dan told you going to break, has gone to the small lineup. And one guards and Van Allen Lubin.
And one of the things that small lineup lets you do, it lets you pressure the ball. And again, one of the keys in this game is, can you keep your guy in front of you?
Hill off to a great start for Kevin Keatts, has all 6 Wolfpack points. Here's Pass. Taylor. Seth Trimble right to Breon Pass, 5 to shoot. Pass. Back for Styles and a 3. And the rebound for Van Allen Lubin.
That's great defense.
Cadeau. There goes Elliot Cadeau on the drive, leaves it for Lubin, fell off the rim, got it back, and draws the foul on Carolina's first offensive chance, second round.
That was a great pass by Elliot Cadeau, and if you're Hubert Davis and his coaching staff, they all got to be shaking their heads over there. You need your big guy to make this basket. Now, of course, Lubin did a nice job fighting to get the rebound. This is just a great pass, and Lubin wasn't surprised. He just didn't get it up on the board.
Van Allen Lubin, 70% free throw shooter. North Carolina, 74.5%. That's 9th in the ACC. That rattled out. Drake Powell replaces Ian Jackson. Michael O'Connell back for the Wolfpack. Jayden Taylor will get a seat. And Dennis Parker Jr. into the lineup. Boy, look at this, like a line change from Keatts and the Hurricanes played here last night. So Taylor, Middlebrooks, and O'Connell come in. I'm not sure if that's power play or penalty kill, Dan, by the way, but.
Well, I don't think it's it. It's a line change. You had it right the first time.
Second one from Lubin, bounds away. Hill the rebound. Hill is 3 for 5. The rest of the Wolfpack 0 for 6 from the floor here. 5.5 in the books in this first half. O'Connell, Parker Jr. baseline. Trimble did a good job shutting down the path. Now here's Middlebrooks, and Van Allen Lubin knocked it away. Hey, Van Allen Lubin's been productive, Dan, here in a brief spin.
Yeah, he sure has. And that time, I think if you're North Carolina, you'd like to see Ben Middlebrooks trying to drive the ball from the corner.
Backcourt pressure by the Wolfpack. And here's Cadeau against Hill. Carolina playing with Powell, Lubin, and 3 guards here. Backdoor cut, Davis the catch, blocked out of there by Parker. Terrific play by Dennis Parker Jr. Here's Hill on the attack again. Lefty fall away. And the rebound, last touch, Jeff Clark says, by the Tar Heels.
That was better block out by North Carolina, but you block out, you go get the ball. They couldn't hang on to it. Boy, Hill is impressive, isn't he, in transition?
Yep. Really attacks with the dribble. Inbounds pass. Parker couldn't handle it. Here's Powell the other way. Bounce pass. Davis goes up and under around Middlebrooks for the bucket.
And that's what you can't do if you're North Carolina State. North Carolina gets out to go, it's hard to guard it.
Tar Heels by basket. O'Connell baseline. Too strong, rebound Lubin. Cadeau skips for Powell. Spinning into traffic, back for Lubin. Crowd wanted to travel, Lubin gets a basket. Second field goal for Ben Allen Lubin.
He wasn't expecting that pass, Wes. He's going to the backboard for a rebound. Nice job to keep his feet and not travel.
Largest early lead here for Carolina at 4. Hill. O'Connell. 8 to shoot for Marcus Hill. He's going to square up on R.J. Davis. Launch for 3. Cadeau the rebound. Here's an outlet for Trimble. Trimble through traffic, tried to scoop it up. It got blocked by Parker. Another terrific play by Parker at the glass. Here's Hill digging in. Runner with the left hand. Middlebrooks back, had it blocked by Lubin.
Good heavens.
Cadeau on the drive. Got it to Lubin, he lost it.
Again, he surprised his big guy. Lubin was going for the rebound. You got to shoot that ball.
Hill missed the 2-pointer. Still a 4-point Carolina lead. They just throwing punches at both ends now. Not literally, but figuratively.
And missing.
Lubin turned it over. Hubert Davis can't believe it. Here's Hill to the basket and scores. All 8 Wolfpack points belong to Marcus Hill.
And that's what North Carolina State wants to do. Take those turnovers, convert them into baskets on the other end.
Trimble tees up a 3. Bounced out. These two teams are 9 of 29 from the floor. Parker launches. Hill gets the rebound.
Of course he does.
Right back inside, can't finish it, and out of there comes Lubin.
Hill looks like he's about to collapse.
He's taking a ton of shots. Cadeau, here's R.J. Davis, pull up at the foul line, good. 6 for R.J. Davis now, Dan.
R.J. Davis doing a great job moving without the basketball, and again, I really think that's a strong part of his game, that mid-range pull-up.
Carolina lead back to 4. Oh, what a frenetic 9 minutes this has started.
They have gone up and down.
O'Connell on the ball screen. Pass a 3. Hill another rebound and score. Marcus Hill has all 10 NC State points. Believe it or not, our next dead ball gives us a timeout. 3 ball from the left is short. Parker the rebound off the Powell miss.
And Hill is telling Kevin Keats, Coach, I got to come out.
I think Jayden Taylor's waiting at the table to replace Hill, but got to get a stoppage of play before we can have that. Pass for O'Connell. 6 to shoot for State. O'Connell, the runner, won't go. Lubin ripped it away. Held ball will belong to Carolina, but more importantly, a break in the action in Raleigh. Marcus Hill has got all 10 NC State points on 12 shots from the floor. He's done it in a variety of ways. Carolina by 2 in Raleigh.
Knocked out, but he's still playing, Wes. He scored a couple of baskets after that while he's holding his contact lens. How in the world do you do that? And he went into the locker room. He just came back out. Good heavens, Wes. Now he's scored all 10 of their points. Here are his numbers. And imagine once he gets both contacts going again. Yeah, that was a one-eyed Marcus Hill doing that.
12-10. Tar Heels by a basket.
Weston, it's a good thing neither one of these teams relies heavily on the 3 because combined they're 0 for 11 from beyond the arc.
Ian Jackson heard you. Will attack on the dribble, drew the contact from Middlebrooks. They go to the deck. Last touch by Washington underneath. It'll belong to State.
Well, now that's Middlebrooks, Wes. Interestingly enough, that's his 25th block shot of the year, and that's more block shots than he had all last season.
Yep. Well, he's really developed into a nice player, man. Ben Middlebrooks. Still got to work at it. Senior from Fort Lauderdale, transferred from Clemson. Styles a three out front. And the rebound, Jalen Withers on the floor for the first time for Carolina. Davis to Withers. Now to Ian Jackson, back out front for R.J. Davis. He's got 6 to lead Carolina. Davis into traffic, lost the handle on it. They'll go to the deck. Taylor and Washington held on. And a held ball called by Tim Clockerty, and it's going to belong to NC State on alternating possession.
Jaylen Washington actually did a pretty good job coming from behind to tie up that ball. I mean, if he just jumps on top, it's a foul. Kevin Keats thought he did anyway.
North Carolina has 6 field goals and 6 turnovers now in this first half.
And they've given up 8 offensive rebounds to North Carolina State.
Right. So Styles, O'Connell, Taylor, Middlebrooks, and Bryce Hurd, who's not played since last Saturday when he played 2 minutes at Wake Forest, is on the floor. Freshman from Chicago. Middlebrooks on the catch. Turns with the right hand and one. First basket for anybody not named Marcus Hill belongs to Middlebrooks on the Ian Jackson foul.
Now, Middlebrooks is not really a traditional back to the basket type guy, but he does a great job recognizing the mismatch and then moving quickly before the double team can get there. You see, he takes that one dribble and North Carolina collapses on him. Washington not quickly enough. If you're going to do that double team, you have to do it while Middlebrooks is dribbling the ball.
Ben started today his 8th straight ball game for the Wolfpack. He's been double figures in 4 of the last 5, including Wednesday night's win against Notre Dame. His free throws late proved to be the difference. And NC State's gone back in front on the three-point trip.
And North Carolina's back to a more traditional lineup.
Davis had it poked away, and they'll roll to the deck. Washington recovers, 12 to shoot. Jackson tries to get by Hurd. Here's Withers with 5. Now Davis with 3. Spot up on a deep 3. Too strong, and bodies to the deck. And here's Hurd on the run out with Ian Jackson. Couldn't finish. Styles tried to flush it back. And a last touch by Hurd, who came from out of bounds. And Ron Gruber says still out of bounds, I think, when he touched it, Dan.
Yes. Wes, there has been an awful lot of energy expended in this game. Not really very efficient at the moment. But these teams are really going at one another. And you know what, Wes? A rivalry game like this oftentimes is not pretty.
Yep.
Particularly this rivalry.
But this one is being played at a high level of intensity.
Oh.
Powell. Jackson thought about the 3. Hurd is there defensively. 10 to shoot for Cadeau. Double team coming. Withers quickly in the corner. Powell. Baseline around Ishmael Duke. Can't finish. Washington collects and scores on Carolina's second chance. 4 for Jalen Washington. Tar Heels back in front of basket.
Good job by Washington to just get to the basket. Powell drew all the defenders.
Styles now, the former Tar Heel, who is scoreless so far. Not anymore.
That's it. They called that a 2, West, but they're going to review it at the next media timeout.
State back in front on the first basket from Dontrez Styles. And a foul off the ball, I believe, has been ticketed to Bryce Hurd. It'll be his first. It's the second on the Wolfpack. But Kevin Keats, animated as always, his team up transfer to NC State, where he joins 3 other players that either started their career at one of the other institutions and finished at the other. Now, the most notable of the other three is Bones McKinney, who played in the early 40s in North Carolina, then went to World War II to serve his country, came back, and of course, finished at Carolina. Here's Powell on the turnaround, and NC State the rebound. Bobby Mock and Fred Schwartzberg have also been researched as guys that either started their career at State, finished at Carolina, or vice versa.
And they were in the 40s as well.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're on the same list as Bones McKinney, that's an accomplishment.
Yep. Because for those of you who don't know, Bones McKinney started at State, went to the war, finished at Carolina, and later won an ACC championship at Wake Forest as a head coach. Stiles has got 4. It was ruled his first bucket a 2, and now the Wolfpack with their largest lead. Powell to tie, and does. Drake Powell's first points in the State-Carolina rivalry.
The importance of keeping Elliot Cadeau out of the lane cannot be overstated. Powell had forever to wind up and shoot that 3. Great pass by Cadeau.
Jayden Taylor's been quiet early for the Wolfpack. Missed the jump shot there. Withers collects. Ismail Doof, the junior from Canada, playing a lot of minutes today because of the Huntley-Hatfield injury. Washington had it stripped up on the way up, and it will stay with Carolina. And Hubert Davis gets Trimble and R.J. Davis back into the game to replace Jackson and Withers. And Doof is out. Middlebrooks has come back, man.
Washington, Wes, he wasn't able to catch that ball on balance. If he can catch that ball and bounce right back up, it's a dunk. But he had to dribble, and Stiles made him pay for it by knocking it away.
Cadeau for Davis. Back to Washington. Trimble. Cadeau on the drive into traffic, up off the glass, tried to keep it alive, did. They scramble for it, and out of there, Taylor. Now Hill. Working against Powell, blocked away, and Middlebrooks collects. He'll put it up and draw the foul. No travel, Tim Clockerty says. So Ben Middlebrooks, 4th turnover for NC State in this first half, and a 17-all first half.
Wes, we're going to have some kind of record in this game for blocked shots.
Yeah, they're already 6 combined, Dan.
I think that's a low number, Wes. I know that's what the stats say, but good heavens.
Yep. Well, those are the ones they've charted. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
How about deflections? That number would be huge, too. I thought this would be a little like this. I didn't think it'd last this long in the first half, right?
Well, let's keep in mind, North Carolina is the leading offensive team in the Atlantic Coast Conference. They average over 84 points a game. They have 17.
Look at Cadeau go to the glass. That'll be scored. And Tim Clockerty says they want to look at that, right?
They're going to review that. Now, you have to call the goaltending before you can review it. And you review it at the next TV timeout.
Here's pass. He comes in shooting 54% from behind the three-point line. The senior from Reedsville plays about 16 minutes a game for Coach Keats. Stiles, the last 2 Wolfpack field goals. That one's short. Washington the rebound of a shot I think that was altered. In the corner, Trimble thought about it. He'll sneak baseline, and boy, got rejected. And Washington finally picks up the loose ball that rolled around on the floor. The 3 by Cadeau, no good. Middlebrooks the rebound. 8 rebounds for Ben Middlebrooks in his first half. Taylor a step back at the front. Washington a rebound, and a foul going to be called by Jeff Clark.
Now, Jayden Taylor made 64 three-point baskets last year, shot over 36% from out there, but he has struggled from three-point range so far this year, and really he has struggled today.
3rd team foul on the Wolfpack. It's the first on Ben Middlebrooks. Stiles out. Well, Dennis Parker Jr. gave him a nice lift when he came in the first time earlier in the half.
We talked about those block shots. He has 2 of them.
Wolfpack's missed all 9 of their 3-point attempts here in this first half. Cadeau working on Parker. All the way to the basket. Washington off the baseline. Jalen Washington was 6 in the first half. He and R.J. Davis tied for Carolina's honors. 4-point lead again.
I think if you're NC State, you're okay with that one. But again, Cadeau's ability to get into the lane. North Carolina State's defense has been outstanding so far.
Middlebrooks fall away over Washington, too strong. They scramble inside. Look who out of there, R.J. Davis.
And North Carolina's defense has been fairly stout as well.
Davis. Trimble now with 20 to shoot. Hubert Davis is almost at the midcourt line, indicating the offensive set he'd like his club to employ. Washington now 5 to shoot for Davis. Working on Taylor with 3, 2, and Taylor bumped Davis, and that got the whistle, Dan, from Tim Clougherty. So Jayden Taylor gets his second, 4th on the Wolfpack. Tar Heels the ball and a 4-point lead when we continue from Raleigh.
They decided it was a goaltender, and I think it was just too close to change the call that you made on the court.
So here's another look at the drive by Cadeau. This is Breon Pass, by the way, who's listed at 6 feet tall.
Wes, I actually think that ball was in the cylinder when Pass touched it.
Backdoor cut, Davis to catch, Pass and Middlebrooks there. 8 to shoot, Cadeau. Back for Ian Jackson's 3. Got it.
Well, it's only a matter of time with that guy.
28th 3 of the year for the freshman from the Bronx. Tar Heel lead is 7 with 2:40 to go first half. 10-0 run by Carolina. Last touch by the Tar Heels over in front of the Carolina bench, and Tim Clougherty says it stays with the Wolfpack.
And remember, Marcus Hill scored the first 10 points of the game for the Wolfpack, and he hasn't scored since. It's been about 8 minutes since he's been able to score. Maybe he needs to take that contact out.
Here's Pass. Now for O'Connell. Screened by Middlebrooks. Pass, thought about the 3. O'Connell will pull the trigger and hit. Michael O'Connell, first points of the game, snaps the Carolina run. 24-20 game.
That's NC State's first 3.
There goes Jackson down the lane with a right hand. Can't finish it. Deflected out Washington. Cadeau for Davis, catch and shoot. Rattles out. Middlebrooks in inside position, gets the rebound and draws the foul from Jaylen Washington. That'll be the first for Washington. Second foul on Carolina, and another look at O'Connell.
Well, O'Connell is a guy who shot the 3 very, very well last year. This year his 3-point numbers are down. In fact, this year his percentages look a lot like his first 3 years at Stanford, but as he showed you last year, when you give him a little time, he can be deadly from out there.
I think his leadership, Dan, with this basketball team is really underrated. Is such a valuable piece for what Kevin Keats ultimately wants this entire team to accomplish.
He is so dependable. He is so reliable. He is so even-keeled.
O'Connell with 10 to shoot. Middlebrooks right back to him on the ball screen. Runner with a right hand, and it falls off. Trimble runs it down with 90 seconds to go. Trimble trying to create an advantage, and it hit off his leg after it was wiped away by Middlebrooks.
North Carolina wants to get out and run, Wes, and you understand that, but that time it was a force. That was like a 1-on-5. You pull it back out.
7th turnover on Carolina.
Well, I need to tell you, Wes, if you're going to get the ball to the basket or get a shot, you got to work your tail off in this game, no matter which team you're on.
Yep. Pass. Spot up 2. Lubin the rebound. Got it for Jackson. 2-on-2. Look at Ian Jackson get to the glass. 5 first-half points for Jackson.
You have to stop him in transition, Wes, because once he gets going like that, he's unlikely to pass it.
6-point lead. O'Connell, step away to the left. Now back to Middlebrooks. Lubin there defensively. Powell coming to help. Boy, good ball movement by the Wolfpack. 10 to shoot. Middlebrooks at 3. Missed everything. And last touched. Jeff Clark's going to have a foul here.
I think it's on Davis.
And R.J. Davis will pick up his first. Third on the Tar Heels.
He came from behind and hit Hill.
They're going to put it on the baseline. And you'll see the collision here. There it is. Yeah, later today in one of the wild card games, that would be a tackle. But spot throw in, and now a use it or lose it timeout, I think, for NC State. So breaking the action. Tar Heels by 6. Under 40 seconds to play first half in Raleigh on ACC Network. Well, final 39 and change here this first half at Lenovo Center in Raleigh. And Dan, NC State led by 3, 17-14. And Carolina's been on a 12-3 run to create this 6-point cushion. You see the 3-point field goals. They are a combined 3 of 20 in this ball game.
Well, NC State only shooting 23% overall, Wes.
Yeah.
They got to feel really fortunate to be down only by 6.
O'Connell from Middlebrooks. Into traffic. Back for O'Connell, and another 3 that missed everything. Hill the rebound. He'll force it back up in traffic. Lubin the rebound of that miss. Here is Jackson. One-on-one. Had it blocked off the window. And they scramble for it, and the Wolfpack's got it. Styles saved it to O'Connell, who then they're playing volleyball with it. And now Jackson will take a timeout with 11.8 to go. And Hubert Davis takes the glasses off, exhales, and goes, my heavens. And Kevin Keats is like, no foul? We'll step aside in Raleigh. Final possession of the first half next. Kevin Keats litigating still with Ron Gruber. I think he thought there was going to get a whistle there for the Wolfpack, but Dan, the volume's way turned up in this first.
Well, look at him. I mean, Parker comes. That's his 3rd block of the game. The ball is bouncing around. Styles, there's no foul there. He just trips over Middlebrooks, and then O'Connell falls down while he's trying to save the ball. That's the first half, Wes, in capsule right there. Each team playing with tremendous intensity.
7 seconds to go. Here's Cadeau on the drive. O'Connell blocked it. Middlebrooks the rebound. Lead pass is deflected by Davis, and there's the horn. My goodness.
A chance for everybody to catch their breath, Wes. I mean, good heavens.
Fewest points and a half this year for NC State. Carolina got 6 from Washington, 6 from Davis, 5 from Jackson. Hill had the first 10 points for NC State today. And at the end of 20, Uncle is what we're going to say. Sit tight now. Taylor Tannenbaum with Joel Berry II and Carlos Boozer next. ACC Network basketball. We're getting ready for the second half between longtime rival State and Carolina. Tar Heels with a 26-20 lead.
But, Wes, when you shoot 22.5% from the field, it's hard to score a lot of points.
Fewest points and a half for both teams this year as we go to the second 20 minutes. And the original lineup for both schools.
Wes, and I think the message from both coaches at halftime is, guys, just calm down.
Yep. 10 to shoot, and R.J. Davis near the midcourt line. Cadeau skip for Jackson. 3 out of the corner. He is good. Rattles in for Ian Jackson. He's got 8 on his second 3 of the ball game.
Wes, and that is a heck of a pass across the court like that to land in Jackson's hands in perfect shooting position.
Marcus Hill had NC State's first 10 points of the ball game. Taylor on a hard drive. Middlebrooks, one off of tying his career high in rebounds. Outlet, Styles at 3, and Middlebrooks the 11th rebound, which ties his career high. O'Connell on the reset. He'll drive the lane, scoop with the left hand, and score.
And there's 2 more second chance points, Wes. That's a really good decision by O'Connell. to pass up the perimeter shot and drive the ball to the basket.
7-point lead for Carolina. Here's Powell. Quick look inside. Washington the catch. He'll draw the foul from Dontrez Styles. Styles first of the half on Kevin Keats' team. There you see last 7 games field goals. Carolina first half 41%, second half 58%.
Well, Hubert Davis would have wished that they could get to 41% in the first half. They didn't. They shot 38, but he'll be looking for that 58% in the second half for sure.
Jaylen Washington at the line, and the first one no good. His season kind of pivoted last Saturday. 8.6 rebounds, 5 blocks in the 1-point win at Notre Dame. He's averaged 5 points, 5 rebounds, and has had 9 blocks in the last 2 games, Dan.
Well, and had a block today, so in these last 3 games, he had more blocks than he did earlier in the season.
Yep. We had 18 blocks coming into the game. He had 9 in the last 2.
That's the first free throw North Carolina has made.
Yep, out of 4 tries. Here's Middlebrooks, a catch and score.
That's a great pass and a great spin move by Middlebrooks without dribbling the ball.
5 now for Ben Middlebrooks. Cadeau slipped the pocket pass. Washington draws the foul again, going to the basket. It's a good delivery of the basketball here. The foul is going to be on Marcus Hill. It's going to be his first, second on state.
That's just a great job by Middlebrooks to get loose from Washington, and then when Washington comes over, he just does a nice job with that pivot. Keeps that pivot foot, gets around, gets the easy basket. Wes, we've already had 2 fouls called in the second half. We only had 7 overall called in the first half.
Here's Cadeau standing 3 in the right corner.
Now the 3, despite what he did against Notre Dame at the end, has not really been Cadeau's shot this year.
It came in under 30% on the season. Taylor, O'Connell a triple. And Washington on the rebound for Carolina. Quick outlet Cadeau. Tar Heels transition with Powell. Drake down the lane, off the window and in.
Boy, that is some moves right there, Wes.
Yep.
It was 1-on-2.
Timeout for Kevin Keats. Drake Powell, the young man from Pittsboro, North Carolina, in his first State Carolina game. The catch and score. It's an 8-point Tar Heel lead when we continue from Raleigh. Well, the artillery that North Carolina has with that small lineup, if you will, Dan, when they choose it, or just their backcourt period, is impressive. However, Tar Heels have got a 8-point lead, and you see the total of those 4 guys today is just half. They're scoring.
And I think that's because North Carolina State has done such a great job defensively pressuring the ball.
Yep. Here's Hill. Taylor a 3 from the front is good. Jayden Taylor's first points of the game come with about 17-18 to go.
And I think that was a big basket. You have to avoid those North Carolina spurts, and knocking down a 3 is a good way to blunt one.
Cuts it back to a 5-point Tar Heel lead. There's Davis on the cut. Jackson out of the right corner knocks home a 3. Ian Jackson now 11 in the ball game. First Carolina player to double figures.
Wes, he's just ready to shoot anytime, any place.
Yep. Hill back for Taylor. Baseline against Washington. Now O'Connell with 13 to shoot. Taylor will try again and hit. These teams are looking at us like, I don't know what you boys are talking about with shooting problems. 35-30. Cadeau on the drive, blocked out by Styles. It'll stay with Carolina, 18 to shoot. And Styles comes out. Dennis Parker Jr., who played 9 very strong minutes off Keats' bench in the first half, checks in. Here's RJ into traffic. Cadeau a 3. Bounds away. Powell kept it alive. And Jackson back for Drake Powell, who sets. Off the mark. Washington and Middlebrooks got tangled up. Partisan crowd at Lenovo Center wanted a foul on Washington. Almost 4 minutes gone in this second half. Taylor. Offensive foul, yes. 3rd on on Jayden Taylor. Gets us to the under 16 timeout. It's a third team foul on the Wolfpack. Well, they're barely letting us catch our breath today here in Raleigh. 5-point lead for the Tar Heels. Dan, we're warming up here. Jayden Taylor and Ian Jackson have both hit 2 threes for their squads here in the second half.
Well, it would be hard to get colder than we were. These teams shot 3 for 21 total from 3 in the first half, and they're 4 for 9 combined in the second half. And those 2 guys are the guys who have knocked them down.
You see the shooting. They've opened 7 of 13. They never came close to that percentage in the first half. These schools. Cadeau with Jackson, Davis, Lubin, and Trimble on the floor for the Tar Heels.
And Davis has really been held in check so far.
Yep. 10 to shoot. RJ against O'Connell on the drive. Runner with the right hand. Lubin inside, rips it away, and a held ball call will go to the Wolfpack on alternating possession. That's the 3rd or 4th held ball in the ball game.
Well, we've had 10 block shots total and held balls. Imagine how if it was the old days and all these held balls were having jump balls all the time.
Still no points for RJ Davis in the ball game. 11.5 minutes in the first half, his last bucket. There's Parker, the runner, good. Tell you, the good play Dennis Parker's giving the Wolfpack off the bench. He deserves a little offensive money.
Absolutely.
3-point lead for the Tar Heels.
And Wes, sometimes in a game like this, you got to get one of your guys coming off the bench to give your team that big lift.
Davis hesitates. Runner right hand, fell off the rim. And here's Taylor with the rebound. Wolfpack in transition. Parker blocked and fouled from behind by Ian Jackson. Second on Jackson, first of the half on Carolina.
Wes, the last couple of shot attempts by RJ Davis have been floaters, and normally he's pretty good with those, but he's just off the mark so far in this game.
So here's Taylor at the line. He is 74% on the year. And the first one good. Don't forget, our ACC Network triple header continues next from Haas Pavilion in Berkeley. Virginia Tech meets Cal. Dave Feldman and the former Stanford coach and Tar Heel assistant Jared Haas on the call for you. Taylor now with 8.5, a pair of free throws, and a 7-0 run by the Wolfpack. So Parker the free throws. And a travel by Trimble. 8th turnover on Carolina.
Wes, you've talked about the fact that RJ Davis hasn't scored since the 11-minute mark in the first half. Well, Seth Trimble has yet to score in this game.
And he didn't score the other night, Dan, in 26 minutes against SMU. O'Connell for Middlebrooks. Parker. Lubin had it. They battle for it. Middlebrooks gives the Wolfpack another chance. Hill hasn't scored since his early flurry. Shot clock at 6 and O'Connell. Parker baseline, spun out. Hill another chance and he scores.
Wes, Lubin has had his hands on about 4 rebounds and he just hasn't been able to corral.
Wolfpack back in front, a 9-0 run. Jackson working against Parker.
It's been turnovers by North Carolina and offensive rebounds by NC State that's been the difference.
Cadeau on the drive. Scoop won't go. Wolfpack lost it out of bounds. Carolina will get it back. And here's Jaylen Washington into the lineup.
Well, Lubin just can't grab onto the ball.
Drake Powell for Elliot Cadeau. Carolina has gone 4 minutes and change without a basket or a point.
Wes, they have been taking really tough shots, and I think you have to credit that to the North Carolina State defense. Just nothing easy for the Tar Heels.
Davis Into traffic again along the baseline. Stepped out of bounds. Turnover number 9 on Carolina. O'Connell will come into the front court. Middlebrooks passes on the jump shot for Taylor's 3. Washington another rebound. Davis has 3 first-half field goals. Jackson. And now R.J. Davis. Trimble. Washington the catch. Foul from behind by Middlebrooks.
Well, so far in this second half, North Carolina has not been able to get out and run. One reason is they've had a tough time getting a defensive rebound. And when they have been able to get out and run, they've turned it over. So a very frustrating start to this second half for Hubert Davis and the North Carolina coaching staff. That's not what they drew up, I'm sure, at halftime.
Carolina 1 for 4 at the free throw line. Washington is 2 for 3 as he knocks that down. Three-on pass in for Michael O'Connell in the NC State order.
O'Connell hasn't scored a lot of points, Wes, but he's been solid.
Yep. Second from Washington. He's got 9 now in the ball game. Carolina back in front. Working against Davis. And Washington in a mismatch reached in there, flicked it out of bounds into the NC State bench.
Pretty good play by Washington. Pass was trapped against the sideline, and Washington used that to his advantage.
Yep. Kevin Keats trying to get everybody set. Now pass, 15 to shoot. Oh, and here's Trimble. Open floor with pass, and Trimble will set it down. First points for Seth Trimble since he missed 3 games. Went scoreless on Tuesday night against SMU. That's his first points today.
That's lots of time when you're struggling on offense. You turn things around on the defensive end.
Almost 8 minutes gone here, second half. Taylor into traffic, ball away at the foul line, spins in.
Boy, that's a tough shot.
8.5 for Jayden Taylor. All of his points here in the second half. 1-point game again. Washington against Middlebrooks. Back for Powell. Takes Middlebrooks to the basket and draws the foul. That's going to be 3 on Middlebrooks. And a couple of free throws, I think, on the back end. But first, breaking the action in Raleigh. Seth Trimble scoreless. Gets the pick and the punch. Tar Heels by 1 when we come back. Close the ball game. You'll see next Virginia Tech and Cal from Berkeley. Free throw by Powell. Bounds away. The former Northwood Charger. Just the second player out of Northwood High School to play in the ACC. Todd Saunders played at Wake Forest. He was also a former Charger. 6 now for Drake Powell.
Well, Wes, this has been sort of what we expected of a rivalry game. It's been really intense, not very pretty.
Ishmael Doof draws the foul. And Jeff Clark, I think, is going to get Jaylen Washington. It's his second, and it's the second foul on Carolina, Dan, and just their 5th of the ball game. And these are the first free throws for the native of Quebec, Ishmael Doof.
Well, you didn't know what his stroke looked like, but that was pretty good.
Yep, he's playing in part because of the injury to Brandon Huntley Hatfield, who cannot go today for the Wolfpack. Doof played at Laval College a year ago, averaged 10 points and 4 assists. He's got a couple of free throws in his first State Carolina game. Ties it up at 4.
North Carolina's got to figure out a way to get R.J. Davis re-involved with this offense.
Jackson thought about it. O'Connell gathered. Ian will beat him on the dribble and score on the drive.
Wes, let me tell you something about Jackson. He's always thinking about it.
Yep, he is always thinking how can he get to the basket, right? Tar Heels back in front. Jackson's got 8.5, 13 in the game.
Now getting to the basket, shooting the three, whatever it takes to shoot the ball.
Here's pass. And he turns it over. Outlet for Davis. He's got Powell with him. He'll leave it for Trimble in the layup. Seth Trimble's 2 field goals have been in transition.
That was a great outlet pass by Powell.
4-point lead, 10.5 to play. Long way from the house. O'Connell. Here's Doof. Winding on Washington, scoring with the right hand.
I think he surprised Washington with that move.
4 for Ishmael Doof now. Washington a long 3. Back rim miss. 2-point lead. Wolfpack can tie or lead. Taylor scoops, won't go. Washington the rebound.
Washington hadn't made a 3 all year. I think NC State's fine with him shooting it out there.
Yep, now 0 for 8 after the miss a moment ago. Here's Davis. Trimble, 15 to shoot. Baseline on O'Connell. Here's Jackson. R.J. Davis, a 3-over pass is good.
That is simply great ball movement by North Carolina.
9 for Davis. The Tar Heel lead 5.
North Carolina stays in the man-to-man. NC State has done a pretty nice job getting inside the lane against this man-to-man.
O'Connell on the bounce, down the lane. Doof had it blocked. Here's Trimble in Carolina. This is Jackson, layup good.
Boy, that was some pass.
Lead back to 7 in a hurry.
That's not a turnover, Wes, but that block shot that turns into a fast break is just like a turnover.
Wolfpack needs a bucket here, Dan. Defense, for the most part, has been pretty sharp all day. 10 to shoot for State. Taylor leans in at the foul line and scores. Oh, what a second half he's having.
And I don't think R.J. Davis could have defended him much better on that play.
10 all in the second half for Jayden Taylor, 5-point game.
And Taylor's done an outstanding job defensively against R.J. Davis as well.
Look at Davis split the double team, put it up on the glass. Washington the rebound. Tried to outlet, deflected away, and here's Taylor with Jackson. O'Connell going to drift behind the line. Might have cost NC State 2 points there.
Now you take that ball and you drive it to the basket, Wes, you had an advantage. Uh-oh.
Doof a 3. Trimble the rebound. And a blocking call on O'Connell is going to get us to timeout. Kevin Keats' team trails 5 at the under 8. 248th meeting between State and Carolina continues in a moment. Well, of the 247 previous meetings, 7 times been in the ACC title. Of course, 1959, Everett Case's team won the regular season. John Richter, Lou Pasillo on that team. There's Phil Ford, 1975, first freshman to win the Case Award. 87 at the Capitol Center. Always good to see Kelsey Weems in the picture. Carolina won in 97 at Greensboro. 2007, that was the world-famous tournament in Tampa. And then last March in D.C. as Trimble in live action continues. Trimble going to save it to Cadeau. Jackson a 3. Too strong. Lubin the rebound. And a held ball will go to Carolina. And there's the rundown, Bonner.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yep. No doubt. There's the lob for Powell. What a catch.
Boy, he really had to go up and get that one,
didn't he?
Of course, he didn't jump as high as Hubert Davis did over there on the bench.
Cadeau off the glass.
And that's what we haven't seen from Cadeau so far today. He's not been able to get close to the basket for those kinds of shots, and he does that very, very well.
7-point game. O'Connell got a great screen from Middlebrooks. Here's Styles, by the way. Dontrez had a flurry and now gets an and one. Just his first points in the second half.
But Wes, again, another big spot for North Carolina State, and they come through. North Carolina starting to seize control of this game, but Styles just overpowers Powell on the inside.
67% at the free throw line is Dontrez Styles. He played 45 games at Chapel Hill, averaged less than 2 points, and shot about 42% from the floor. And the free throw rattles out. He's got 6 against some of his old mates today. Cadeau. Bounce pass for Lubin. Ben Allen had 2 field goals in the first half. Reverses back against Middlebrooks. Can't score. They scramble inside. There's Powell and the stick back. Second chance points for Drake Powell. He's got 8.
Well, he's so active, Wes.
Lead 7 again for Carolina. O'Connell.
Another big offensive possession for the Wolfpack.
Yep. 10 to shoot. Ben working on Ben Allen. Lubin couldn't finish. Styles fouled on the putback. And the foul is going to be on Elliot Cadeau. It's going to be his first. It's 4 on Carolina. So we're going to get free throws here for Dontrez Styles, who missed the and one a moment ago. And the first one good. Don't forget, Mark Packer and a myriad of folks join in weekdays at 4 o'clock Eastern right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Packer will have plenty of things from Monday's show. Just given the weekend of 9 games on the men's side. Full card of women's action tomorrow as well on ACC Network. 1 of 2 for Styles. 6-point game at stake.
North Carolina State needs to dig in on the defensive end, particularly last couple times they have not been able to get a defensive rebound, and it's cost them.
Jackson against Marcus Hill now. 8 to shoot for Cadeau. Skip back for Jackson. 3 from in front of the bench is good for Ian Jackson.
Again, Wes, what a fabulous pass to Jackson, and he gets that ball off so quickly.
13 in the second half for Ian Jackson, 18 in the game. Lead 9 for the Tar Heels. Middlebrooks through traffic and a foul on Powell for the reach, I believe, will be the whistle from Ron Gruber. And for Powell, that'll be his second. 5 on Carolina.
Elliot Cadeau just sees this one, Wes, and you don't have time to get back to Jackson on that play. But he catches it, he's ready to let it go, and it's gone.
Cadeau comes in 3rd in the ACC, just less than 6 assists a game. Here's Taylor against Ian Jackson. Left corner O'Connell. Hard dribble foul on Cadeau will be his second. 6 on Carolina, 6 on NC State now. Second on the sophomore from West Orange, New Jersey.
O'Connell just put his head down that time. He had a little bit of an opening.
Hubert Davis is thinking about, he talking to Brad Frederick is at the bench. He had to scout on NC State for the Carolina staff. O'Connell to the line, and I enjoyed our visit with Kevin Keats about Michael O'Connell and the management of the basketball team more than anything else today, Dan. Just how O'Connell has to deal as a veteran guy. Last year he had DJ Horn. This year he's got Marcus Hill. 2 different personalities playing alongside in the backcourt, and just his ability to manage that team last year and do the same this year.
Everybody says, coaches always say they want their point guard to be a coach on the floor, and that's certainly a role that O'Connell has filled very successful.
Powell in the corner, skip for Cadeau at the wing. Tried to go back to Washington. Here's turnover and Styles for Hill in the layup. 16 for Marcus Hill, or 14 for Marcus Hill.
Washington just let himself be out-muscled by Middlebrooks on the inside. That's an important response for NC State right there.
And Carolina scrambling for it. Here's Washington, now Hill. Away for Taylor on the drive, and a foul call. Five-point lead with 4.5 to go. And the foul on Ian Jackson, the freshman from the Bronx, will be his third.
And every time you think North Carolina might be pulling away, North Carolina State is able to get a turnover and get down and score. This is just an excellent job, and this is what North Carolina State wants to do. They can force a turnover, they get out and go.
2 shots for Taylor on the Tar Heels' 7th foul. The free throw good. Tremble for Cadeau.
Well, Cadeau, North Carolina State has done an excellent defensive job against Cadeau today. He has had very few times where he's been able to get into that lane successfully.
Full house looking on at Lenovo Center as Taylor hits them both. Now backcourt pressure applied by the Wolfpack, at least momentarily on the inbound.
Now, we've already had more points scored in this half than the first half.
Yep. Davis, Middlebrooks trying to help off the switch. RJ for Powell. And lost it on the dribble. Washington cleans it up with 9 to shoot. Back to RJ Davis. All the way through, scoop and score. 11 for Davis on his 5th field goal.
Once he gets past you, Wes, it's really difficult to stop him. That's an outstanding play against really good defense.
Yep. Lead back to 5, under 4 to play. O'Connell the pull-up too. Middlebrooks did a terrific job with the screen and re-rack, Dan.
Boy, Middlebrooks has done so many things well in this game. Rebounds the ball, block shots. That was, as you say, Wes, that was simply a great screen.
Davis a 3. Bounces out, Middlebrooks the rebound. Bounce pass for Hill. All the way through. Marcus Hill with 18 now. And a timeout with 3:07 to go, a break in the action. 59% in the second half. The Tar Heels are at 48%. Trimble, Washington, Davis, Jackson, and Powell for Carolina as play continues here in Raleigh.
And the other thing that Taylor has done in this half has played tremendous defense against RJ Davis.
Backdoor cut, Jackson missed it.
He's too close.
Yep. Hill the rebound. NC State hasn't led since 13:58 to go at 36-35.
Jackson was just in too big a hurry, Wes, and that ball slipped out of his hand.
O'Connell all the way through. Bounce pass for Hill.
And you got to keep Hill out there on the perimeter. Once he gets in the lane, forget it.
Pull up 2. Got it. Lead change of the day. Wolfpack in front. 2 and change to go at Lenovo Center, and the place is up for grabs. Trimble thought about it. 10 to shoot, and RJ Davis at the wheel. Washington the catch. Jackson a 3 for the lead. Got it.
You know, that's a great choice by Washington. He was 8 feet away, Wes. I think that the better option that time was Jackson from out there beyond 3, where he's been deadly today.
Another 20-point game for Ian Jackson. Here's Hill. 8 to shoot. On the drive with a right-hand scoop.
Wes, what are you supposed to do when he gets in the lane like that?
10 in each half for Hill. He's got 20. Tied at 61. Davis. Fall away 2, bounces out. Powell had a crack at it. State's got it, 70 seconds to go. 2 timeouts for each school. Marcus Hill's got the Wolfpack's last 6.
That's a tough matchup. Jackson trying to contain him.
O'Connell, 10 to shoot. Trimble there. Back to Hill. Into traffic, lost the handle on it. And he'll roll it, and Middlebrooks can't save it. Turnover on the Wolfpack with 41 to play. 11-second differential. It's number 9 in the turnover category for State. And Hubert Davis wants a timeout. He'll take the full here. One of his 2 remaining with 41 seconds left.
But that time, his team going to match up against him. Jayden Taylor still going to match up against R.J. Davis. Elliot Cadeau's the guy you'd like to get into the lane to create something.
Here is Cadeau. Washington right back to Cadeau. All the way into traffic. Tried to get it to Washington. Does for the dunk. What a pass.
That's an unbelievably tough play by Elliot Cadeau.
And Kevin Keats will take a timeout. Michael O'Connell runs it into the front court with 20.3 left and a 2-point Carolina lead. Jalen Washington now has 11 in the ball game today.
He's got 11 rebounds as well, Wes. So Jalen Washington with a double-double. This is a really good job by O'Connell and Middlebrooks, and they try to come to him, and that's a nice job by Washington. He steps to a place where Cadeau can see him. If he goes across the lane, Cadeau's stuck, but he comes back to Cadeau, gets the ball, and he doesn't dribble it. He just catches it and dunks it.
First career double-double for Hill.
O'Connell with a bit of a size advantage against Cadeau.
Styles to put it in play. Powell defending the inbounds. And he does to Hill. O'Connell, the basketball. A 2 to tie, a 3 to win. O'Connell off the Middlebrooks screen with 8. Here's Taylor with 6. 5. He will drive to the basket, put it up, rejected Washington, and recovered, and the ball game is over. Jaylen Washington, the rejection, and Carolina wins. He gets the game winner at both the offensive and defensive end of the floor.
Wes, we talked about the fact that they were going to look to get something going to the basket, and since a goaltending was not called, this play is not subject to review. But Wes, I don't think there was anywhere close to goaltending. That ball barely got out of the hands. Was it Taylor who drove the ball to the basket?
Here's another look. O'Connell delivers it to Taylor.
Taylor's going to take the ball to the basket, and that ball barely got out of his hands. And when you take that long, Wes, you give Washington the opportunity to simply concentrate on the guy with the ball. He doesn't have to worry about him passing it anywhere. This is just a tremendous play.
Jaylen Washington, the rejection, and Carolina the win.
And a pretty good job by Elliot Cadeau to get Taylor to stop and stand up.
63-61 the final. 40 minutes of flurry today, wasn't it?
Wow, that was 40 minutes of the most intense basketball, Wes, that you'll want to see.
Carolina's won 3 straight, 5 of their last 7. They go to 4-1 in the ACC. NC State's headed to Virginia Tech. They're now 2-3 in league play. Great to be with Dan Bonner. Thanks to Lucas Craycraft, our producer, Justin Stoll, our director, our wonderful ACC Network crew. Taylor Tannenbaum, Joel Berry, Carlos Boozer, top that from Raleigh.